morning, everybody. This is Cliff with Hambleton Transportation. We're headed over to get another load this morning. We are actually going to Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I stayed at the Quality Inn in Asheboro, North Carolina last night. We had a delivery in Charlotte, so I bounced over here. We are about 80 miles from Fort Bragg, so it is 6:30. We're going to get moving, head over to Fort Bragg and get that vehicle picked up. Unfortunately, usually the way it is with bases is you're not allowed to record anything, but I will stop and do a walk around of the vehicle and show you guys what I got after we get loaded. So let's head over there, get that picked up. And 95 meet. I'm going to head over there and scale this. The dimensions the broker gave us were different than the dimensions that we looked up on Google, and then when I got there this morning, part of the holdup this morning, it took far too long to get this loaded, was that we showed up and they were asking for permits. Well, I don't like pulling permits before we actually get the piece because, you know, we don't know what it actually weighs, we don't know how wide it actually is. Showed up there and they wanted permits printed, so then we had to pull permits, and you know, the guy there said it was 106 wide. The broker told it was 106 inches, which is 4 inches wider than the trailer. The broker told us it was 102 wide, and then when we looked it up on Google, it said it was 9 feet wide, which is 108. So we had no idea. So we permitted for 108 and for 47,000 pounds. That was another thing. The broker said it was 45. We got there, they said it was 46.5. Now that we loaded it, I don't think it's that heavy. So I'm going to take it over here to this scale. We're going to scale it. It turned out not being wide, so it's right at 102. So we didn't have to worry about flagging and everything, which that will actually help us quite a bit. Because if you are going through or around the DC area on interstates, you are restricted from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So when we get up there, this is nice because it's not wide, so we're not restricted. Yeah, so we're gonna go scale it. I will get out after I scale it, and I will, you know, do a little walk around and show you what I got. This one's pretty cool. It looks really cool sitting on the trailer, so I think you guys will like it. So we're coming up to the scale here. I will pull in here and I will show you guys what we got. see that? That's our weights right there. So we're 13,040 on the steer, 33,380 on the drives, 39,820 on the trailer, for a gross of 86,240. So that's what I'm talking about. They told us this thing weighed 46,500 pounds, and it's more. It's not even 41. It's right around 40,000 pounds. So they were way off on the weight. Luckily, it was less this time rather than more. But let's get out and take a look at this thing so you can see what I'm hauling today. All right, so there it is, guys. This is called an MRAP hauling. So MRAP stands for mine resistant. Mine resistant ambush protected vehicle. So features of this: it's got a V hull, so you can see how the bottom comes down to a point there, and this is really thick plate. You can see how thick the plate is on all of this. So that's the armor protection that protects against mines. The seats that they sit in are also blast protected, which is pretty cool. There you can see this bad boy. So everything is up armored. I actually got a bolt or something in my tire. Good thing is, with auto inflate on the trailer tires, that will be all right for a little while until we can get it fixed. So, but you can see how heavy duty everything is on these big old springs. Well, and it would have to be. This thing weighs 40,000 pounds. I thought I was going to get the 6-wheeled version, and that's why it was so heavy. But I guess because of the armor and everything, this is actually it's pretty heavy for 2 axles. It's got the turret up top. Pretty cool load. MRAP stands for Mine Resistant Ambush Protected. There are several types of MRAP vehicles. This one is the International MaxxPro Dash, or M1235A1. The MaxxPro Dash is a smaller, lighter version of the MRAP. This one is designed by Navistar Defense and an Israeli company called Plasan Sasa. All of the International MaxxPro Dashes use a MaxxForce 10 engine producing 375 horsepower. These vehicles use a V-shaped hull, which is capable of directing mine blasts away from the vehicle to protect its occupants. Many of these vehicles are being sent to Ukraine for use in the current conflict between Ukraine and Russia. All right. Took some pictures. The broker wanted a copy of the BOL, so I sent that to him. So we are ready to roll. DC, up through Maryland. We're on 15 North, headed up towards Pennsylvania. And I know there's probably some of you out there that are saying, where the hell is this guy going? Because this is not the way to Fort Dix. Well, I wasn't making it to Fort Dix tonight to get delivered. And I live in Carlisle, so we're kind of, triangulating our way over. And that way I can get a night at home. I figure it's worth the extra miles. It was 60 extra miles to come home. We're going to spend at least $60 on a hotel for the night. So, and I get to go home, have some dinner, and spend some time with the family. I usually try to avoid driving around DC at any time of the day, but we were looking at the board yesterday, and there was just nothing else. So we ended up taking this load up to Fort Dix out of Fort Bragg. It paid pretty well. We'll see how it goes in the morning. One thing I am going to have to do in the morning, I got a bolt in a tire on the trailer, and I probably should have stopped and had it fixed, as soon as I saw that it happened. But we only had a couple hundred miles home. I have an inflation system on the trailer, so I was hoping as long as the bolt stayed in the tire, we'd be fine if you keep the air in it. Well, I just stopped and I checked it again, and the bolt has come out of the trailer. So, that tire is not holding air, but it is the middle axle, the outside tire. This load is not very heavy. The tire is not getting hot. It's not getting scuffed up or anything. So I'm taking it home. Maybe that's the wrong thing to do. I guess we'll find out in the morning. But in the morning, I'm going to have to pull that wheel off and run it over to the tire shop and have them put a plug patch in it. And then I can bring it back over to the trailer, throw it back on, and then we can take this down to Dix. Which is going to be okay because I'm not going to be able to start tomorrow until, about 7 o'clock when my clock resets. But we'll be a little later than that because I'll have to fix that tire. I don't know, I may just run the whole truck over and have them do it. We'll see. But in any case, we got to get that tire fixed. So the way we're coming up through here, we got up to DC on 95. We hit 495, came around the west side of DC. Then we hit 270 up through Maryland, and then 15. We'll take 15 up to 94, which kind of cuts a corner across up to 81, and then where I park is right off of 81. We were going to run 15 all the way up into Camp Hill, but Pennsylvania did not want to give us that permit. So while this load isn't wide or anything, it is a little heavy. We're about 86,000 pounds. But yeah, Pennsylvania didn't want to give us the permit for that. And we learned something new today, that there are no permitted loads allowed on any toll road in New Jersey. We were working on pulling that permit, and we had tried to avoid the turnpike through Pennsylvania because it's expensive. But we took 30 over, and then we were going to jump on 95 to go into New Jersey. And so we pulled the permit for Pennsylvania, and then we go to pull New Jersey, and we're not allowed on 95 because it's a toll road. So we had to figure out a roundabout way to get around Trenton and over to Fort Dix. You guys will see that tomorrow, but we gotta jump off of 30 onto the turnpike, and then off the turnpike and take 295 around Trenton. It's a mess. Good morning, everybody. Today we're running down to Fort Dix to get this MRAP delivered, but first things first, we have got a leaky tire. Oh, it's right up top here. Got a leaky tire there that we have to fix. So we're going to take that over to a tire shop and hopefully get a plug in that. I'm hoping they can plug that. Should be able to. So let's go do that and then we'll get on the road. Alright guys, so we got this tire all patched up. And you can see the plug she put in it. So it's holding air. Hopefully it stays holding air, but I think it will. So got tire plugged, just fueled up, and now we can head down to Fort Dix and get this big old MRAP delivered. So let's go. Right now on I-76 in Pennsylvania. I usually try to avoid the turnpike because it's expensive, especially when you're up over 80,000 pounds. You don't need a permit on the turnpike until you get to 100,000, but just the tolls are expensive. But when we were pulling our permits from Pennsylvania yesterday, they would not put us on 581 over to Harrisburg to 283. So they had us going all the way up 81 and then back down through the center of Harrisburg on 83 to get to 283, which is ridiculous. So we figured we'd jump on the turnpike this morning since we don't need a permit, and then we will meet up with our permitted route over on the other side of the Susquehanna River at 283. Then we'll head down to 30, and then we'll do all our convoluted mess over near Trenton to go around Trenton and actually get to Fort Dix. I just wanted to let you guys know what we're doing, the route we're taking. So that's what's going on with that. up here on the right. When we get in there, not going to let me record anything, but we will get this MRAP unloaded, and then I will talk to you guys after. Here we go. This is where we go at. Alright, I'm going to go get checked in, and then we'll see where we got to go, but I'm not going to be able to film anything, so I will see you guys afterwards. Hey everyone, so I just got done delivering that MRAP. I'm still here on the base. They all left, so I'm going to film pulling out of here so you guys can get a look at the line of these MRAPs all lined up that were delivered. Done here. Set the BOLs. Alright guys, we are all done with that one. I just got off of the base, so I don't know if you can see in the mirror there. That's the gate behind me. So I figured I'd pull off and just take a minute to tell you guys thank you for watching. Thank you for all your subscriptions and your likes and comments. I actually find that I really like reading you guys' comments and responding to them and kind of talking shop with you guys. So keep posting, and I will keep putting videos up. So hopefully freight picks up soon. Looks like we're dead heading home from here. There's just nothing going. I'd even take a load that's paying a little less to keep the wheels turning, but there is literally nothing today. So I'm gonna head back home, and hopefully we find something tomorrow. But until then, I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.